What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing two beers from Barrique Brewing and Blending, and they are out of Nashville, Tennessee, and I have their Hunspach and their Sticke Alt. So, Hunspach is a French Pilsner that comes in at 5.2% alcohol by volume and 31 IBUs, while their Sticke Alt is a Sticke Altbier that comes in at 5.5% alcohol by volume and 50 IBUs. And at the time of review, Hunspach is just under 3 months old, while their Sticke Alt is approximately 7 weeks old. And I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a friend of mine and fellow BeerTuber, Jonah, over at 62 Beer Reviews for both of these beers. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to not only Jonah's channel, but the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way. And he sent me 6 beers from the state of Tennessee. And these I'm super excited about because I've heard very good things about Barrique over the past couple of years, and he was nice enough to hook me up with not only one beer, but two of them, two completely different styles. And this review is one of those brewery showcase reviews I do where I take a couple beers from one brewery. They really have nothing in common with one another as far as styles go, but I just kind of want to review two beers in a singular video, and that's what we're going to do today. And we have two vastly different styles, a French Pilsner and basically a strong alt beer is what a Sticke alt beer is. So anyway, let me start cracking these open. But yeah, so the Hunspach, and I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation of everything in this review as I do because I can't speak English properly, but and I certainly can't speak German or French. But anyway, so this is a French-style Pilsner, they call it. They just say French Pilsner, it's a French-style Pilsner. And they have a lot of information on here. It says it's brewed with Old World Pilsner malt and corn, hopped with Strisselspalt, Mistral, and Aramis hops. Production time, 9 weeks. So 9 weeks from beginning to end. I think that's pretty cool. We're gonna crack it open, give it a pour. I use these two like lager glass because I wanna kind of just have a similar, looking vessel. Also, I'm gonna do a cuvee, aka that cuvee at the end. I have another similar one as well. So we're gonna give this hopefully a nice pour here. See if we can generate a decent head. I think I have succeeded. Throw this over here like that, and then we'll crack this one open after saying that this is a Dusseldorf style Sticke alt beer. Brewed with Weyermann Pilsner and Munich malts, hopped with Pearl and Tettenegg and lagered at oak cask. I'm pretty sure alt beers brewed with an ale yeast, and then this one lagered in oak cask. So it's kind of like a darker version, I think, of like a Kolsch, something in that realm. Production time 10 weeks on this one, and yeah. So, and I think a Sticke alt beer is basically a stronger version of a regular alt beer. I've never had a Sticke alt beer, and full disclosure, I used to say I don't like alt beers. This was going back, 10, 12 years ago when I wasn't a lager fan, or like, again, this is kind of a lager, kind of an ale type of thing. But I just didn't really love the flavors of them. To be fair, I only had a couple of them, and that was many years ago. I haven't had an alt beer in a hot minute. Probably, it's been a long time. So let's look at the beautiful nature of these two beers. They are completely different, obviously. This looks beautiful in the glass. You know what we're gonna do? I'm holding these up to show you guys the differences in looks. This is obviously that beautiful like straw golden color, about a 2 finger of a soap sudsy looking head, off-white, good carbonation, fantastic clarity, although it does have an unfiltered vibe to it. So, there's some fine particulates and it's not like uber clear. And this one over here has that like copper, like amber copper color, a finger and a half of this like toffee colored head, or I'd say like maybe like a light tan colored head. Good clarity as well. Hold it up to light, definitely good clarity, but darker, good carbonation. But I always forget when I do these showcase reviews, I kind of review the beers separately. I don't compare them to one another because that's not what this is all about. So anyway, like I said, you could definitely see, make out my hand through there, but it's not like crystal clear. But look at the glass lacing already. That is a great sign. Let's get a nose. Whew. You know what this reminds me of? The nose reminds me of an Italian style Pilsner. And what I mean by that is, even though it's probably just me, I feel like Italian style Pilsners always have like this herbaceous kind of aspect to them, like a floral herbaceousness, and that's what I'm kind of getting here. It's like herbaceous, kind of woodsy. Yeah, definitely for sure. Floral, woodsy, herbaceous. Has like almost this like spicy herbaceousness. Kind of in the realm of like a German style Pilsner, but a little bit more sharp with that herbaceousness and that spiciness. The malt is beautiful there, has that biscuity, bready, almost crackery malt character. A little bit like a lemon, maybe a lemongrass. Touch of an orchard fruit, definitely more of an apple than anything, like a red apple. Yeah, it smells beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to get into this one. Cheers, everyone. Ooh, that's nice. Wow. It says keep cold, drink fresh, almost 3 months old. I know that Jonah takes care of his beers. And when he sent it to me, I threw it right in the fridge. So I'm not really worried about that for a style like this as much as, you know, like a hop forward style. Buying this is like medium body, 5.2%, really nice. The mouthfeel has that crisp, effervescent nature to it that you kind of expect, like moderate to a touch over moderately carbonated. Still remaining very smooth on the palate. The flavors, the nose carries over. Forefront, more of a biscuity, crackery malt sensation. Dives underneath the palate. From front to back, it's noticeable, it's omnipresent, but it never steps in the way. It's just kind of there, providing support for the rest of the beer. After that, though, there's this like zippy, rindy, zesty lemon that I'm getting hit with. That's beautiful. Midway through the palate, a dollop of that like red apple skin, so not quite like super red apple or anything, but just a little bit like a slightly tannic red apple skin. On the finish, though, that floral, spicy herbaceousness, almost a woodsy character hits me. And this is actually a bit more bitter. I would put this more to like the German side of things than like a Czech style. You know, the two big, you know, the big Pilsner styles. It's its own unique thing, though, much like Italian, where the Italian one was like herbaceous. This is kind of that realm. It almost has a different dryness to it. It's hard to explain, but this is full on dry. But this has a mild to moderate bitterness, more approaching moderate. Very well balanced, but there is a little bit of a lingering hop character. It has a little bit of a like lingering hop bitterness on the palate. Super crushable. I could drink a ton of this. Very easy to drink, as I stated. I'm surprised at how easy this is to drink. Just because when I was smelling it, I'm thinking some of the German Pilsners for me, like, yeah, the whole point of Pilsners is to be crushable and drinkable and a step up, especially here in the US. If you see a you know, Pilsner from anybody, it's a step up from like your macro lagers, right? But I was expecting, I don't know exactly what I was expecting with this style, but maybe not to be super crushable. But after a couple sips, it's pretty well balanced. It's easy drinking all day long. I could crush this. 5.2%, can't tell. That's a very nice beer. I've had one other French-style Pilsner. It was from Notch. I didn't review it. I didn't even post a Untappd check, and I still got like a backlog of like 8 to 10 beers that I drank from earlier this year that I just never checked in Untappd. I'll have to do that, or maybe I won't. I don't know. But it was nice. This is better than that one. For sure. All right. So before we rate this, we'll go over to the Sticke Alt. And yeah, as I said, the clarity's there. It's going to be darker on my camera, so you won't see it, but I can see on the other hand. I can see the shadow of my hand at the very least, but it looks really nice. Let's get a nose. Oh, wow. There's a lot of like, a ton of, it's kind of very reminiscent to me of like a Meriton Oktoberfest style, but even more, like even a bit more richer. There's like a brown bread meets caramel, toffee, molasses. Like it's definitely sweet malt. There's a little bit of like a candy coated apple, like a candy coated red apple for me. Oh, that smells beautiful. Why the fuck did I ever say I hated alt beers? You know, your palate changes a lot, and back, you know, in 2012, 13, I probably did not like alt beers. But I've never had a Sticke alt, which again, like I said, I think is a more like robust, stronger, more intense kind of alt beer. Again, I am not an expert by any means when it comes to anything beer related, and certainly not old world styles like this that I don't think I've ever had a Sticke alt beer. I've had a couple regular alt beers, but never a Dusseldorf style Sticke alt beer that I can recall anyway. Certainly haven't reviewed it. Yeah, there's a little bit of like a like a grassy kind of almost earthy copper coin-esque hop character. It just smells really nice. Not much more to say about it. Prost. Yeah, what the, I don't know what's wrong with me. That's really well done. Yeah, there's a copper coin earthiness on the finish. Interesting. Body's medium body, 5.5. I'm cool. Maybe even a touch over medium body. The mouth feels crisp. Forget how to say how clean this beer is. Very clean. This is also a very clean beer. There is, I think, less carbonation than this, obviously. Again, not trying to compare them, but just saying, like, if I'm calling this moderate to touch over moderate carbonation, this is like a moderate to touch under moderate carbonation, but they're both very crisp and clean beers. Smooth on the palate. The taste, the nose carries over. Brown bread. There's most definitely 100% like a caramel, toffee, molasses, caramelized sugar kind of medley at the forefront on top of that brown bread. Almost has a slight like toasty kind of character to it. Midway through the palate, all that caramel and toffee and everything, it continues on, and I get hit with the red apple where I'm going like candy coated red apple. Not sweet like that, just like the flavor profile of a candy apple. Finishes with a very earthy, grassy, copper coin kind of, I don't want to say metallic because it really does, it's not like overly metallic, but this beer reminds me of a lot of like English like bitters and ESBs from the hop character. Has more of like a, again, a copper coin earthiness that I'm more accustomed to in those types of beers. Really well balanced, super easy to drink. This has a little bit less hop character. It finishes like mild to moderately bitter. It's not as dry as that beer either. Both of them are very nice. However, got to be honest with you, typically in my life, I've started liking craft beer 15 years ago because of dark beers. I got into porters and stouts and things of that nature. And, things definitely, change over the years. And now you put both of these beers in front of me, I think I'm grabbing the Hunspach before the Sticke Alt. Why? I like the refreshing, easy drinking nature of this one. Not that this is not refreshing and easy drinking. It's really not, this is not like super refreshing, but it's easy drinking. It's just the flavor profile, I think my palate is more in line with whatever this is, as opposed to this at this point. So another sip of the alt beer, just to make sure. Yeah, I definitely prefer this. Not by a huge margin, but a decent enough one. So I am going to pour a little bit into the glass here. We're going to rate it and everything. But let me pour a little bit into here. What we're going to do, something like that. Okay, because I'm going to pour the rest in here because I'm going to definitely drink the rest of both of these beers. But I don't want to, trying to look at how much I got in here about like that. So try to go maybe like, to maybe just under. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what looks good here. Think like that. Yeah, I think that looks good. Pour the rest into here. Huge thanks again to Jonah. Go check out his channel if you have not. Deserves way more love than he currently gets. And he drinks awesome beers like these two from Barrique. Yeah, pretty damn awesome. All right, let's do ratings real quick. So we're going to throw this over here as we rate them. You guys don't care about Instagram? Sometimes you got to care about Instagram. Not really, but I just try to get a better picture. I'm going to give Hunspach from Barrique, I'm going to give this a low 4.25 and go 4.2. Again, this is the second French-style Pilsner that I can say I've ever had, and it is really good. I enjoy this one. I think this is, kind of in the realm of a German-style or Italian-style Pilsner to me. A little bit different, very drying, but super crushable. So I'm going to go 4.2 on that. I think that's definitely worth it. The Sticke Alt, however, I'm going to have to give this one a high 4 out of 5, go 4.05. So again, I prefer that beer to this one. This is still nice. I can't say what it would be either of these for like the style, because again, I'm a novice when it comes to these styles. But this is really good. This is really tasty. It's enjoyable. No issues whatsoever drinking the rest of this. I'm going to crush both of them. And I think a 4.05 is a respectable score. So that was both of those beers. Now, let me cleanse the palate and come back for the cuvee, the cuvee. So now this looks like iced tea. that kind of looks like iced tea in the glass, if we're like the powdered iced tea mix. It had a finger of like this very, very lightly tan or khaki colored head. Is dissipated to about a half finger. Good carbonation, good clarity, the whole nine, but that definitely looks like what I would refer to as powdered iced tea, the old school powdered iced tea mix. I used to buy, my family was not rich growing up or anything. We would buy here. We have a couple different grocery stores, Tops, Markets, and Wegmans. Tops was the main player when I was a kid, and we would buy that huge, I forget how big the container was of their iced tea powder. We didn't even get the name brand, we just get the Tops. And this kind of looks like that, getting a glass of that, honestly. Now, I don't know why I did a cuvee of this. These, again, styles have nothing to do with it, but I feel like the cuvee makes for a fun time. And you never know what kind of, concoctions you can make out of these that are delicious. It kind of has a lemony iced tea thing. That's probably just in my brain. But it has this like malty brown, toasty brown bread caramel, and then it has like a zippy lemon, almost herbaceousness to it. Smells pretty fucking good. Let's get into it. Cheers and Prost. That's not bad at all. It kind of watered down the Altbier, but it enhanced the flavor because you still get all the flavors I got in this beer, but with like this zippy lemon and a little bit more of like a spicy herbaceousness. I prefer both of them on their own slightly, but I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Yeah, it's nice. That's nice. Not bad. 4 out of 5, 4.05 out of 5, 4.2 out of 5. Price point availability, no idea. So Jonah, if you know what you paid for these or what they are at the brewery, please post in the comment section. I know Barrique, a lot of hype. They do things properly, as you can tell by the production time, and they are true. Now this was lagered in oak cask. Maybe that earthy copper coin kind of thing that was going on. Maybe that was a little bit of oak. I didn't get any like actual oak qualities out of this. The dryness didn't give me like that oak tannin dryness, so I don't think it added anything flavor-wise, but maybe again that finish was where I'm picking up on the oak cask. But yeah, I don't know the price point on these. I don't know the availability. They're in Nashville. That's all I know. And yeah, so this was a fun brewery showcase. I hope to get a chance to try more Barrique stuff down the line. They clearly make quality stuff based on these two products. No off flavors, very clean fermentation, just, robust beers. And even the cuvee, which is blasphemous, was still pretty damn good. So again, huge thanks to Jonah. Go check out his channel if you've never checked it out. He reviews a bunch of beers from Tennessee. He's originally from Ohio, so he also goes up there and grabs a lot of Ohio delights, and I think he said his wife is from Vermont. So he gets a lot of stuff. Right now he's reviewing a bunch of Treehouse stuff, but like I said, he deserves more love. Good dude, good reviews, and yeah, we're probably going to do some more duo reviews at some point down the line. Hopefully, we'll see if we can make time for it. So yeah, I'm gonna shut this one down. My preference is to the Hunspach, but the Sticke Alt not far behind. Even the cuvee was pretty good. If you've had either of these beers, let me know. 5.2%, 5.5%. You can't taste any alcohol in either of these. I think they're extremely well done. And again, if I had a preference, it'd be the Hunspach, but both are quality, top-notch beers. And I'm going to have a fun time drinking these over the next hour or two. We'll see how it goes. I'm even going to finish up the cuvee. Sometimes the cuvee is just like, nah, I don't want to finish it. It's different enough where I think I'm going to actually enjoy that. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review and another brewery showcase. Don't know when you're going to see these, but I have actually one beer left in the fridge from Jonah's beer mail that I'm going to be reviewing, and then I'm done with his beer mail. And yeah, move on some other stuff here that I picked up locally. Anyway, shutting this one out. Appreciate it. To the next one. Cheers, Prost.